Okay, welcome in. This is going to be a quick little run through of the Iracing UI. I know it got updated this season where they pretty much abolished the website and everything's pretty much done on the UI. I've been on Iracing for 3 seasons or 3 years now, and I've been using the UI the entire time, so I'm fairly familiar with it. I've never used the website really, barring a couple times that the UI was down to load into any session, so pretty good understanding of where everything is in the layout here, the UI, where to find everything. They've made some changes over the years and the seasons on it, but for the most part everything's kind of in the same spot. So let's quickly jump in here and we'll have a look at where to find the most common stuff. Come along. So the first thing we're going to hit here is, this is your main screen you get when you come into the UI. So you got everything kind of loaded out in front of you. Actually, sorry, hold on. This is the dashboard. You're going to see, this is what you're going to see when you first load into the UI. You get dashboard, you get some information here that Iracing will plug in, stories and so forth. They get a couple little offers and links down here. They'll put stuff where they get some promos for content or Iracing bucks and so forth. You can find that stuff in here. It'll click you, it'll bring you to links for that. But this is your main landing screen where you're going to get to from here. So the first thing we'll take a look at is our profile. Is if you're moving up through the licensing system, you're going to kind of want to know where you are as far as how many mandatory races you need to run, where you're at as far as safety rating and so forth. So up in the right corner here, you click on your little helmet. It'll bring up your name. Click on that, it'll bring you to your profile. Licenses here, this is where you can see where you're at as far as your mandatory races for each license. It'll show you your oval license, road, dirt, and dirt road. Show you whether you've run enough races to get the license promotion, whether you're at the correct safety rating. To go from there, so you can see I've got my A in road and oval, so I don't have any mandatory races outstanding there, but dirt oval, I'm only at a D. And I haven't run any of the races to get promoted to C, so it's showing 0 of the 4 mandatory races in D class to move up to C or to time trials. And then the same thing for dirt road in D. Now my safety rating is above, so I can get the promotion, but I haven't run enough of the mandatory races to get the promotion to C class. So you'll find that information here, and then over on the side, if you're unaware, if you run 8 of the 12 weeks in various series, you'll actually get Iracing bucks credited towards your next season. So you'll find that list here of what races you've run. The D through C series will be here, and then B through A will be here, and then you'll have the endurance races will show up in the B through A too as well. So you'll find that information there. Your stats, you can find your last few races I've done in there, kind of your progress through each one of the licenses, and then the driver tab here. It's just basically show you what your driver looks like. I just got a basic white suit guy here. He's kind of reminiscent of the Stig if you watch Top Gear at all. And then the awards, Iracing have various awards for different accomplishments and so forth. You can find that stuff there. So that's what you'll find in your member profile there, and the account information. That's pretty self-explanatory account. And then dark theme, why anybody would want to run in the light theme, I don't know, but there it is there. You can see how ugly that is. So please do us all a favor, don't run in light theme, run in dark theme. Then you can go, there's a link here to the legacy member site, so that'll actually bring you, I'll pull it up here, it'll take you right to the Iracing website where you can log in from there. And then last is sign out and quit. So you don't really ever need to do that. Just closing out, it'll exit out. But if you ever want to actually sign out to change your password or something, you can use that option there. So you get your license information up here, short little dialogue showing what you're at. You can hover over it and it'll show you your safety rating and so forth breakdown. You've got your subscriptions, all this little information here. You kind of hover over it, it'll show you where you're at. Your cart, if you've got any thing that you're looking to purchase, it'll show it there. Your Iracing balance, if you got Iracing bucks in your account, that'll show up there. So that's about it for there. The only other thing is there is a notifications here. So this notifications tab, you'll see there was nothing prompting, nothing new I've looked at it all. But if there's something new, you'll have like a 1 notification there, 2 notifications there, and so forth. That'll come up if iRacing's done an update. If you get a league invite, that'll prompt you to show that there's a new league invite for you. Some various sort of things there. So you can click on there and you can find these items and you can select the hyperlink to the forums for the information. So that pretty much does it for this part here. On the left, we'll get into where you kind of get into the racing information and so forth. So first, we're at the dashboard here, and then you click on live broadcast, and it'll bring up if iRacing showing a live broadcast that they're putting on themselves. So you can find that information there. You can also toggle back and forth between the dashboard and the live broadcast screen here too as well on these little hyperlinks. So we get to the Go Racing tab here on the left. So you just click the little down arrow or bring up various ways you can search for the races hosted, time trials, spectating sessions, and so forth. So there's 2 ways you can find the current officials. You click on series list here, and it'll bring up all the series in large form with their logo directly in front of it. So you can click on, say, the GR Cup here, and it'll bring up all your options for the GR Cup. So your races will always be at the top. So to show you the most, or the 4 upcoming races, you can see that there's about to be a session at 12:15 here, starts in 6 minutes. So you can sign up for that race. You can click register here. Or if you're just looking for practice, you can pick any one of these practice servers. Generally, you want to try and pick one that's closest to your location. If it's a multi-class, you'll have to click on register here, and then it'll bring up your option for a car. So if it's not multi-class, it just brings you onto this next little pop-up. You're just waiting for that to hit join, and then when that goes join, you'll select that. It'll load you into the server, but we don't want to do that, so we're just going to withdraw out of there. So we'll go back into that window. Same goes for the race. You're registering the race, just click register and it'll prompt you in there. Now if you're curious on how long the race is going to be, you're not sure if you're going to enter it or not, let's try and find one of these truck races. Actually, in this window here, it'll show you. We'll show you another one where you can see that without coming in here, but it'll show you the start and end time. So this race is going live in 5 minutes. Starts at 12:15. Now with the truck race, oval races, you got yellow flags and so forth. So it's dependent on how many yellow flags you have, how long it take. But they're estimating it should be done about 12:54. Where the races without yellows, like go back to this GR race, estimated to be done at 12:44. That's a fairly solid timeline when it'll be done because there's no full course yellows. You don't have to wait for that cleanup. Now, when you come into this window, you'll see that there's timers in the top left corner. It'll actually sort the races that that are coming up next. So these are all starting in 4 minutes. So that's about quarter past the hour. These ones all start, and it'll sort through. And then we'll go down a little bit farther. You can see we get into the VRS Legends. It starts in 19 minutes. Then you get into all the ones that start at half past the hour are sorted there. And you can also sort these as far as whether it's a series that meets your MPR. So if you're a D class, you only want to see D class races that'll get you promoted to C, or C class gets you promoted to B. You can sort that by that. Ranked and unranked. There are some unranked series like Pickup Truck, Carb Cup, Delara. Those are all unranked. So you can click on unranked and it'll bring up those there. So you can select only those if you want to jump into a race and not have to worry about safety or I-ring being affected. you can do that. Now they've added these ones in recently too as well. NASCAR, you can pick just the NASCAR series, which is kind of nice. And they've also got the IMSA ones sorted too as well, so you can pick just the IMSA races there. You can see when they sort out. So here's the fixed IMSA sports car series. You can see that because it's at Nürburgring, the 24-hour layout, they're actually running qualifying before, because you wouldn't have time to put in a full lap with the only 8-minute qualifying. So they run qualifying beforehand, so you can qualify, and then the race actually starts at 12:45. So you'll see there's 2 minutes 56 seconds left in qualifying, and then the race starts in 30 minutes from now. So this is a multi-class race, so if you wanted to join it, you would select race in about 2 minutes when the race registration opens. Then it'll prompt you to select your car. It'll bring up another window here with all 8 cars that are available in that session. Pick whatever car you want, hit join, and join in from there. So let's see, then you got oval, the rest of the oval, road, all the road series, dirt ovals, vice versa, and team will bring up your just your endurance races. So you got the 4 endurance series there. So go back to all series, and then you can select the tags too as well. You can sort these by eligible content, so that'll be tracks that you own, cars that you own, licenses that are available to you, and so forth. And then you can select just own content. Obviously, it's pretty self-explanatory. Fixed setup, multi-class. So if there's, say, GT3, LMP2, or GT4, TCR, that type of thing. Then if you need a pro license, Class A, B, C, so forth, rookie. Then you can turn those on and off as you want. And now there's also grid view, which is the way we have it now. And then there's list, which brings you back to this list here as well. So we'll take a look at that here in a minute. So that's the series list. It pretty much details that there. So if we go to up next, it brings you back to this list that we just kind of saw when we selected the non-grid version of the series list. And again, this is laid out with the races that are upcoming at the top. And then you'll see over here there's a little countdown. So let's show you how much time's left to registration for the race starts. And then the ones in white are the ones that are getting close to the countdown. It's kind of prompting you, if you want to sign up for this one, you're running out of time, get over there and sign up quickly for it. So again, you can sort these as well, all the same options as the previous one, a little more in detail here. We can kind of all the other options here, so forth. You can even add favorite cars, favorite tracks, and so forth in this one here. So those are your filters. It'll filter the same as the other series list that we were just looking at, more or less the same. So that's how that works out there. Now, as I was mentioned earlier, some of these races are length dependent as far as yellows and so forth. So this Rookie VRS Rookie Legends, it's, you can see it's a 40 lap race, starts at 12:30. So if you hover over the 40 laps, it'll show you it's a 22-minute race, and it's expected to end about 12:52. So you can kind of plan accordingly. If it's something that you're looking at, you want to maybe run another race after it starts at, say that race starts at 1 p.m., you're going to be pretty close to making it, barring any major issues. I can't remember if that series runs yellow flags or not, but it should be done by about 1 o'clock or 1 p.m. if you're looking to run another race. So we will duck out of there. So that's that side there. And then again, you have your grid spots taken here. This will show you how many drivers have registered for each upcoming race. So you've got the Falcon Tire Sports Car Series coming up in 13 minutes. Right now we've got 22 drivers registered for that one. The Production Car Challenge, we got 18 drivers registered. And then so forth, so on as you come down. Now, if you want to join a practice session, you're not quite ready to race, you want to join the practice session, maybe you're looking at the new Proto GT series, you want to run some laps in that before you get out there and race. So if you click on the series, so we'll go back here, click on it here, it'll bring up showing us when the next upcoming races are, and it'll show you the practice servers that are open too as well. So it'll also show you how many drivers are in each one of these servers. So say you want to and compare your times to some other guys that are on the service right now racing. You can pick this one here. It's got the 11 drivers in it, or maybe you want to have a clean server to yourself. You can go into this one as 0 drivers right now and so forth. So that's how that lays out there. Again, everything's kind of sorted. You can select this as you go. Cars, track, team races, fixed setups. This will show you whether the setup's fixed or not. So when you see this little car icon here, it'll show you it's a fixed setup race. So you got the ARCA at Concord this week. It's fixed setup race. If you're looking to run fixed setup, now there's Series F4 where they have open and fixed setup races. So you can see this is the F4 race. This is the non-fixed setup race. This is the open series. Also, if you kind of hover over it, it'll give you the big icon where it shows you. See, it doesn't say fix. So if we scroll down to find the F4 fixed series, so here it's also a white icon, but we hover over it, it'll say fixed, and on the right hand side here it'll say fixed setup too as well. Okay, and the last item over here is the MPR tab. It shows you whether this is a series that'll help you in promotion to the next license. So drive on the 2, looks like the equal sign, I guess, would be, it shows that it's not going to count towards license promotion. So if we go down here at the IRX race, it's a D-class race. I'm currently a D-class D-class Roto dirt road. There we go. It's tripping on my tongue there, but so driving in this one would count towards my promotion to C-class. So you see the green arrow there showing that. And then we can scroll through here. Pretty much everything that we can accomplish here on the up next screen. Down in the bottom right corner, we'll go through this quickly. You can click on the tab there and it'll bring up anybody you've kind of friended on Iracing. It'll show you whether they're online or not there. And nobody's online right now, but you can see what if they're in a series as well. It'll show a little steering wheel. You can hover over it and it'll show you what session they're in, whether they're in a practice session that you can jump in and join, or if they're in an official race. So next down, we've got hosted on the left-hand side. This will bring up all your hosted races. More or less looks the same as the up next screen. This one you can, I like to take and sort it. If I'm looking for something that's got a little heavier entries, I'll click on the helmet here and you can see the arrow goes up. So this will show the ones with no entries and then go up from there. And then we click it again and it'll show us the one with the most entries right now. And then the column beside it shows AI. So sometimes you'll see this one, for instance, there's 8 drivers registered and there's 15 AI. So you know you're going to get in there and chances are everybody's going to be AI in that session. This one as well, 3 drivers registered, 45 AI. It's not really kind of middle of the day here, so we're not really seeing much as far as more drivers than AI. But for here, somebody's running a F4 training group at Hungaroring. They currently have 7 drivers in there. But this one is locked. You see the padlock there? It means you need a password to get in. The ones without the padlocks are all public, open. Anybody can go there in there without a password. And again, you can sort these by public or locked as well. So you click on public there and then locked and so forth. Are all hosted races. So, and again, you can sort these as far as registration end time as well. Just clicking on the little clock here up and down. It'll sort those around for you too as well. And then when you get the session name, who's hosting it, hover over this, it'll give you the cars that are racing. You can also just click on the session here too as well, get all the regular information. If you don't want to go that far, you're just looking quickly, you can just hover over it. It'll show you the cars. Track, well, that's pretty self-explanatory. It'll show you the time for the sessions. Now they've got an hour and 20 minutes of practice set up in this session, a 5-minute qual, and they're doing a 35-minute race. And then you can kind of look at those all as it goes down. And again, you've got your, whether it's a team race, fixed setup race too as well. And then it'll show you what server it's being hosted on. And then again, whether it's locked or you can register for it. So that's the hosted races. Time Attack. Iracing has a bunch of Time Attack series. You can find those here. Again, you can filter these any which way you want. Looks like this is a new one, Screen to Speed. I haven't seen that before, but looks like it's a GR86 at Olton Park. Interesting. But you can go through those, and if you're interested in doing the time attacks, you can find that stuff there. Spectate sessions is something they added in new this season. You can actually go and look at these are current races that are going on. So you can select it. Say you wanted to spectate this Advanced Master race at, where is it, Zolder this week. So you click on View Sessions, it'll bring it up. There's one race section. You can click on Watch here, and it'll open it up, ask you if you want to watch. Click that, and it'll bring you back to the normal withdraw join screen. You can load in from there, and you'll be spectating a session from there. So it makes it kind of handy if you're just looking to kind of try and see what's active right now as far as races. Easier way to do that than having to go through the find the series, look at the races going on, pick a split, and look at it that way. But so that's that there. Also, you can do a hosted. You can spectate those two as well, and then leagues that you're registered in and so forth. Or leagues that are just open as well that you're not registered in that you can check. So that's it for the Go Racing tab. Next we have AI. AI is pretty self-explanatory. It's AI. You can make your own season, create your own opponent roster and so forth. And there's people that have put them in here as well if you want to use those. Or you can do a single race. Like most people kind of default to the single race if they're practicing for, say, a league race, or just trying to get some time in on a session for the following upcoming week. So forth, you can pick your different sessions, practice, qualifier, race, length, and so forth. And then you're going to pick your car, track options, all this stuff's fairly self-explanatory as you go through it. And then when you're done, you're just going to click continue. And again, it'll take you to the join withdraw prompt and then go from there. On the left, now we have the store, where you can go in and purchase the cars that you don't have. It'll add them into your cart here, and then when you're ready, you click on your cart, and it'll take you to the actual website where you can complete your purchase and so forth. So first off, sorts by cars. Excuse me. It'll show that, and then if you click on purchase cars here, it'll show you the cars you own, and then you can toggle back to buy more cars. And then next, below that, we've got tracks, and again, you can click on purchase tracks to show the tracks you own, and then buy more tracks to show the tracks you don't have. You can also purchase your iRacing dollars here, just basically a link to the website. Next up, we've got my content. Again, it'll show you all the cars you own, and then all the tracks you own, sorted that way. Again, self-explanatory, and then you have filters at the top here too as well. Same filters we've had more or less going along. Teams, you can sort your teams that you've got there. You can start your own team, search for a team if you're looking for somebody out there. And then leagues. If you're running in leagues, is all this where you'll find your leagues. Now you can sort it by league sessions, and it'll bring up all the sessions that are created through all your leagues here, which is a bit tough to toggle through. I don't ever go into there. What I'll do is I'll go into my leagues, and then if I'm looking for whatever, say it's Thursday nights I broadcast the Apex this league, and they do GT3s, so I'll click on that sessions, and then I can see all the sessions here. So tomorrow night's Thursday, I would click on that, pick the car I want, and then because it's not live, it'll only give me the test drive option, but when I broadcast, I just click on watch and go in from there. Same for the rest of them. So like PRL, we just did this last night. So our GT3 league, again, same thing. Pick a car, go in from there. And then again, you have Find a League. This is new, I believe, for this season too as well, or last season, where you can actually search the leagues in the UI before you had to actually go to the website and search them. So you've got a bunch of prompts here, search that way. which is nice, not having to go to the website, because the website is a little defunct as far as searching leagues and so forth. And then, of course, you can start your own league here too as well. So that's pretty much it for the league section. Next is results. So you'll find your most recent results in here. Click on the results tab. It'll bring up your list of results. Then you can expand them from there. So I did Porsche Cup the other day. It'll open it up. It'll show you your safety rating gained, your I rating gained. You can scroll through the different splits here, kind of see how they were in comparison to your times and so forth, and scroll through there if you want to see. I don't know, maybe you. Okay, let's click on maybe you want to see. Okay, oh yeah, that's Rob from Canada. I raced him before. Rich Dalmazio, I believe that's if you follow a lot of the Facebook groups. Rich DPC, I believe, is his name. Computer builder out there. But yeah, that's the results section there. Again, you can sort it by the date, series, event, so forth. All the options there. So it defaults to official. So if you click on hosted, it'll bring up your hosted sessions that you've been into. Well, so your league sessions will show in here. Anything that was in the hosted tab earlier that we looked at will show up there too as well. So that's there. Now, if you're into how you stand as far as the official series and standing, so forth, I know some guys are big into running every week in the officials to see how they do in the season-long standings. So, excuse me, we'll scroll through a couple here that I've run. I've done a few of the Proto GTP series. We'll find that down here. So if we click on View Standings, it'll default, it'll put yourself at the top, and then it'll go through the top, the rest of them here. So I've done, what have I done? 2 weeks, 3 races, currently sitting 1,410th in the standings. So not too well, but I can show you here that currently Canis Cerchini is sitting in first place. He's got 1,100 points. He's done 6 weeks, 51 races, got 26 wins. So Canis got some speed in that series. Then Marco, Oscar, so forth, second and third. So you can kind of see how those guys compare there. And again, you can sort by car, because this is a multi-class series. So that's the HPD. And then if you want to see the GT1 standings, click on GT1. You can see, looks like David Barclow is currently leading the GT1 standings with 27 starts, 5 wins, 24 top 5. So it looks like David's in the top 5 pretty much every race. Then we'll go back to the HPD. You can also sort by clubs. So this will default to the overall standings. So if you want to see in Canada, so I want to see how I rank in the Canadians. So it looks like top ranked Canadian in HPD right now is Frank Nguyen. He's currently 59th overall in the standings. So it'll show you that Frank's raced 5 weeks, 23 starts, 0 wins, 6 top 5s. And then Liam is actually 1 spot behind him overall, but he's second in the Canadian standings. And again, he's done 8 starts. He's got 2 wins. So pretty competitive between those 2 guys there. They've got the exact same points right now. And then so forth. So you can do the Asia Club. You can do California Club, however you want to sort it. And you can also sort divisions too as well. Division 1, I believe, is 2.5k and up. It kind of fluctuate as the average I rating goes up and down per season to the next season. So, but you can sort the different divisions and so forth and see where you stand in each division. Let's go back to all here, and then again, you can also sort per week. So if you want to see, you think I had a good week at Road America, let's see how I did compared to everybody else. I didn't run in Road America, so I'm not showing, but it looks like Adam State actually did the best at Road America in HPD that week. At 6 starts, 3 wins, and 5 top 5s. So for that week, he was top dog. So that's the series and standings section. Let's close back out of there, and you can also search your results too as well if you have the subsession ID. That way, if it's an older one that you're trying to track down. Replays, this is where you'll find your replays when you save them. Again, you can sort these a number of ways. You can go by when they were created, length, so forth, type, practice, race, test, however you want to do it, track, and so forth. Again, you've got your filters, tags, excuse me, all that stuff that you can sort and look through. So I'll put this back created. And then again, just hit launch. It'll launch you into the session. And then the last tab on the left here is your member forums. And that just takes you to the forum site on the website. Down at the bottom here, you've got help, documents, videos, so forth that Iracing has put forward. You can actually file a protest from this link here. Actually, we didn't touch that in the results. So the results section, if you're looking to file a protest, in the bottom right here when you're in your results page, just click on file protest. It'll bring it up. Hit continue. You're going to pick what the violation was. I don't know, competition issue, driver you want to protest, the reason, and then you just put a little clip of the replay in there, send it off to Iracing, and away it goes. They'll email you and let you know what their decision was and so forth. Another thing quickly in the results section here, if you wanted to export the results in a Excel file, you can do that too as well. And you can also prompt to the Iracing website to look it up there if you wanted to see those results on that format too. There's also support live chat. I've never had any need to use that, so I can't really speak much on that. But settings. We'll get into the settings here quickly. This is where you're going to configure your graphic settings for the most part. So if you click on user interface here, or sorry, not user preferences, interface, the first thing you're going to be prompted with is monitor, Oculus, OpenVR, so forth. So if you're not running VR, you're going to want monitor. You have a couple options here, whether you can show that stuff or not, whether you want local clock or if you want GMT. Iracing runs on GMT. Local will convert it to your local time, but still using the GMT. But if you're having graphics issues, or you contacted Iracing and they prompted you and said, you should take and rerun the graphics, try that again. This is where you're going to do it. So click on graphics config. It'll bring up, excuse me, a menu. Pick your monitor you want to do it, run it through, and then you'll go from there. Oop. And then it brings up your options here. You're going to want to pick what resolution you want to run it in. Run in a window. You always want to run in a window unless you're planning to run full screen. If you're running any overlays like Race Labs, Caps, iOverlay, JRT, you're going to want to run in a window because that stuff won't work properly without it. So you run that. It'll open a bunch of prompts. Next time you open up a session, it'll run your graphics config, and then you can alter your settings from there. Make it as pretty or potato as you wish it to be. So we'll just close out of that. That, I think, more or less covers pretty much everything in the UI that I can think of. Lastly, click on the little burger menu up here. It'll bring out the sub menu on the left side or hide it. And I think that's about it. It's not that hard to get around, but I guess if you're used to the website, trying to figure where everything's laid out would take a little bit of time. But hopefully this helps anybody out that may have been struggling with it, and hopefully it makes their experience a little nicer, a little easier, and they don't hate the UI as much as what they do now. But appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. I do have started streaming on Twitch occasionally. Rob Campbell 93 is my Twitch handle. You'll find obviously in the rest of my YouTube page here a bunch of past videos, broadcasts, and so forth. Hopefully you enjoy any of that content, and like I said, hopefully this helps out anybody who's been struggling with the change from the website to the UI. So happy racing, good luck, and we'll see you later. Bye now.